Right, I think we're almost ready, everyone.
14 viewers.
We are going to go live, everyone. Now, hello, everyone.
Hi.
Welcome to GG Shop Talk. This is our live stream podcast that we host every Wednesday. Sorry about the delay today. We were sorting out some last-minute technical issues that I could have prepared for sooner, but everyone knows me. I'm a little bit last minute.
Is it still Shop Talk when we're not in the shop?
Shop is next door.
Yeah, we're in the vicinity. We're in the radius.
We're in the studio with a special guest today. Right, so I'm going to quickly go through what we've got for everyone today after I've said hello to the people in our live stream chat. So let's do that. I will finish the introductions. I am Brendan Mills, your host for today's Shop Talk, and with me I have Gus the Hutt.
And Harry Gibbon.
Yes. So, and Gus the Hutt is also known as Ian.
And Frog Jesus, recently. I've recently been known as the Frog Messiah. Yeah.
Right. I guess we'll hear about that later.
Maybe.
Okay. Right. So I'm quickly going to say hello to the viewers in chat. So hello Lee, Jay, a small town geek. Simon says, Zapangos, Sinkmaster, Deep Fried Johnny, and Black Sheep UK. How is everyone doing today? It is a hot day, and we are in a studio where they are not letting us have the air conditioning, so we will be
melting.
Yes,
melting.
Right. Let's go through what we have for everyone today. We're going to talk a little bit about the 4 products that were released on pre-order this week. They'll be shipping out to people at the end of the week. Then we're going to go on to the bonus stream on Friday because I didn't stream yesterday. The bonus stream will be a charity stream. And during that, the charity we're doing it for is Help for Heroes. And we will be doing...
Charity, mate.
We'll be doing a raffle for the Dominion box set, and we will be giving away a Command Edition and a Soul Wars. Those 3 big boxes being given away on Friday for the charity stream.
Nice.
We're going to go on where you can actually get this podcast, and right soon after that, we have got a guest. We've got a guest speaker joining us.
It's the heat.
It is StudioJ7. The awesome kind James over at StudioJ7 has been polite enough to not say no to me this morning when I said to him, "Do you fancy coming on stream today?" So
he guilted him into it. He gave him the puppy dog eyes. Like, please.
So, do I have any of my moderators on today? I haven't seen any. One of the moderators is sitting across from me. I'm not sure if he will be able to do it, but Mini Mummy and the Joy of Painting Minis, I don't believe they're on. What about my wannabe moderator? Where is Antiv? Is Antiv in today? Right, I haven't got anyone that can mod for me. Right, basically, will someone be able to gather the links, please, for StudioJ7? And later on, we will be posting up the links in the chat as well. And then after we've spoken to StudioJ7, we'll have a £10 gift card giveaway, and then we'll raid another stream. But what I would say is we want up to 3 questions from you viewers that you would like to ask StudioJ7. I have got quite a few questions myself written down in the show notes, so I might answer them. So get as many questions in as you can. I either put them on our Discord in the what's the chat channel called for the questions? Is it just the pop?
Griffin podcast questions.
Yeah, there you go. Get that done, and then we will ask those questions, or you can put them in chat and we'll come back to them. Right, I think we should get going.
There you go.
Awesome. Oh, you could have, if I'm not sure if StudioJ7's in chat, but we could have just used the shout out function, couldn't we?
Could have done other things in chat.
All right,
so.
okay. Oh, I am here, he said. So, right. Studio, I mean, would you be able to get hold of his Instagram and other ones? Is what I mean. Right.
I can just do the shout out now that he's here.
Cool. Yeah. Right. Okay, right. So let's go on to this week's pre-orders. So we had the first item, which is, I guess, most notable, is the Gaunt's Ghosts.
Yes.
So it RRPs for £42, and this is what the spiel says on the website. 6 key characters from the early days of the Gaunt's Ghost novel series. A well-rounded HQ unit for the Astromeditarium, hard to target, hard to hit, and hard to wound.
Very, very popular series of novels. Okay. The models coming out for it is long overdue. They did have a set of models long time in the past, but back when everything was in metal. Okay. So a lot of people very excited about having access to some of the characters from the series. Not all the characters that people were hoping for are in there, but I'm assuming they'll be doing expansions to it in the future. So,
well, it really went down well. It sold out within the first couple of days. So yeah, I mean, I think you might still be able to get it on the GW website, but a lot of stock is sold out. So
yeah.
Right, the next one was the Cadian Shock Troopers for an RRP of £29.
This has been a bit divisive, this particular release. A lot of people liking the fact that they've expanded an old kit with new options, but they're also not liking that the price of the box has increased by a third.
Right.
And you're not really getting... You're getting more options, but you're not really getting more models.
So they've increased the special weapons. Is it different heads as well? Or?
Yeah, there's a whole bunch of different different weapon options, and that didn't exist in the box before. I think people were hoping for an entirely new kit rather than for them to just throw an extra sprue in with the existing kit just to give more options. I mean, it's like different people around the world and that are really getting hit by it, like, especially like Australians, because then this becomes like a $70 kit in Australia. Yeah, it's ridiculous. It's like increased by a third in actual cost. So it's
buying GW products across the world is just it's a can of worms, whatever they call it, and so often we're hearing how people in Australia are paying so much more for the products. There must be... The only thing I can think of is, obviously you've got the additional shipping going across to Australia, but there must be tariffs that Australia are applying on products coming from the UK.
I mean, there's a lot of it import stuff. I mean, when you're shipping product halfway around the world that's being produced like here,
yeah,
and it's being shipped halfway around the world, there's going to be a lot of added costs on that. But
maybe Australia have got a bit of light at the end of the tunnel coming, because we're now, obviously, because of Brexit, we're not in the same trading thing, and we've just heard that Boris Johnson's had words with Australia over the new trade deal. Maybe there'll be tariff-free trade, and maybe the Australians will get their Games Workshop products for cheaper.
Maybe.
That would be awesome. Right, so that's the Cadian Shock Troopers. And there was 2 books. Now, I'm a little bit disappointed with these books. And I'm not going to... It's not because of the books.
Okay.
They are not web exclusives. They are not even Games Workshop exclusives in terms of you can only get them in Games Workshop shops or online. They just weren't made available for us to order.
Oh.
So it hasn't got that little mouse icon, little cursor icon on the website or anything like that. But the Sabbat War and the Urdesh were not available for any stockists to order. Go figure.
Strange.
Don't know why. They've done it once or twice before. They'll miss out a couple of products. I don't know if it was simply because they just didn't have enough of them.
Possibly.
Because I know their paper products are made in China. Maybe they just didn't print enough. Actually, their books, I don't know if they are Chinese. I know that their battle tomes and their codexes are printed in China. But yeah, I mean, the Sabbath War, the hardback, RRP £18. I'm guessing this is to do with the Gaunt's Ghosts, is it? 10 stories from one of the Imperium's most brutal campaigns, features tales by Dan Abnett and Graham McNeil and more.
Yeah. It's like an anthology. It's an anthology of short stories. So.
Right. Okay. And I don't particularly read any of the Black Library books. Have you? Do you?
I haven't really. I'm not a huge reader in general, so it's not a side of the hobby that has really drawn me in. Okay.
And then you've got the Urdesh, the Serpent and the Saint hardback. RRP yet again is £18. It's a Warhammer 40k novel written by Matthew Farrar. A tale of the Iron Snakes, a story chapter hailing from the ocean of world of Ithaca. Space Marines race to secure a reincarnate Imperial Saint from the forces of Chaos. So if that floats your boats, guys, get over to Games Workshop because it's the only place you can buy it.
Yes.
Right, but I will give right now a shout out to a very special person that has joined us in chat. One of the streamers that I watch the most on Twitch. Welcome Green Eyes Creation to the chat. Everyone, if you could be so kind as to say hello. Green Eyes Creations is an awesome streamer and painter. Has taken a break recently due to her personal health. We all wish her the best and hope that she makes a speedy recovery because we miss her deeply. But yes, very talented. I really suggest that everyone gives her a follow because you really need to go check out some of the models. Her pink Death Guard are just epic. I love the way she's done it. It's brilliant. And yeah. Right. So that was a quick shout out there.
Yeah.
Right. So next we're going to go on to the Package Fox's hosting, and so was StudioJ7. Thank you very much. Right. As usual, viewers in chat, we don't tend to speak or respond to chat until the Q&A part of the stream. So if you do ask me anything, sorry that we won't be responding instantly.
Yeah, we'll probably miss it.
Yes. Right, so next talking about Friday's bonus charity stream. So what I have to do here, guys, is I have to hold my hands up, say I'm sorry. I have to be completely honest here. I started off with the best intentions on Monday's stream of hosting a ticket-based sale raffle for the Dominion box set. I was later on pointed out that that's bad.
Oh.
And I completely see the reason why it's bad. And I've completely converted the stream into a charity stream now. So everyone's tickets still are valid and stand. They will be for the raffle, but all proceeds, that is every single bit of money that goes across to them minus the PayPal fees, which I can't do anything about.
No, yeah.
Will go across to Help for Heroes on Friday, and any other, we'll be setting up a Just Giving page for people to just give during the night that doesn't want to be part of the raffle. They'll be able to do that as well. And I'm even talking with the other directors in the business about doing a pound for pound match on the donations given on the night outside of the raffle. So
ain't you lovely folks?
So I will apologise that the raffle wasn't set up properly in the first place, but it is fully set up now, and everyone's tickets that have bought are obviously still valid and still account for what you've entered into. So Help Heroes, we have international people here on the chat that listen to us. And on the podcast, obviously. There will be a few people that might not know what Help for Heroes is. So I'm going to read out a paragraph from their, basically what they do. Okay. At Help Heroes, we believe those who serve our country deserve the support when they're wounded. Every day, men and women have to leave their their career in the armed forces as a result of physical or psychological wounds. Their lives change forever. We help them, and those still serving to recover to get on with their lives. We give them physical, psychological, financial, and welfare support for as long as they need it. We also support the families of the wounded veterans, because they, too, can be affected by their loved ones' wounds. We receive almost no funding from the government, which means we rely on the spirit and generosity of the great British public, our partners and volunteers to keep going. Rest assured, we continue to put pressure on the government to do more. So far, with your help, we've supported more than 25,000 people, but we know that many still need us. We won't stop until every wounded veteran gets the support they deserve. So that is basically what Help for Heroes is about and what they do. And this is very dear to my heart.
I was literally just about to say that.
I am a veteran.
Yeah.
I served in the armed forces. I was in the Air Force and in the Territorial Army after I left the Air Force. And I also served with the Americans a few times in their Wounded Warrior program, which is essentially the same as Help for Heroes, apart from it's government-backed in America. Yeah, it's...
Enough said.
I don't want to go down the realm of politics because it shouldn't be a politics matter at all. It should just be done. Anyone that serves the country, puts their lives on the line, should have an automatic way of getting help from the government at all times, regardless. But it doesn't, and people need our help. And so I have always supported Help for Heroes, and I will continue to support Help for Heroes. And with Armed Forces Day coming up, I thought, why not do this stream on Friday for them? And I hope everyone will join us and help raise some much needed money from. So, what are we going to do?
And free stuff.
And free stuff. That is completely correct. So, we have got a raffle of the Dominion box on the. So that's right. We've got a Dominion box that we will be raffling off. It's a £5 donation per ticket. All proceeds obviously go directly to Help for Heroes. You can buy multiple tickets, and that's basically what that is. We'll also be doing our almost like 2 additional big box giveaways.
Yep.
So they will be for followers and subscribers. We're upping because we want people to subscribe, because even any money that is earned through subscriptions on the night will go to the Help for Heroes charity. Subscribers will get 3. They will get 3 entries into the giveaway, and followers will get 1. So we were trying to encourage people to obviously do that. So that's the giveaway will be for the Command Edition, and there'll be a third giveaway. The first giveaway is Command Edition, and the second giveaway will be for Soul Wars. So it doesn't matter which side of the Games Workshop side you do, you will get it. I think that's brilliant. I mean,
definitely.
We've got the boxes available. Why not put them to good use and get some more money for Help for Heroes? So
yes, indeed.
That's on Friday from 9:30. We're doing it a bit later to try and attract some more people in on the Friday. Right.
Unfortunately, I won't be there because I'm be stuck at work at that time. So
you could put it up on the big screen behind you in the bingo hall. Just have it up there.
Yeah, I think my boss would love that.
I'm sure. I'm absolutely sure. Right. Okay. Right.
No, I get the big screen's going to have the football on it. So.
Right. Of course. Yeah. Football. Who's playing? Is it England? I thought that was Thursday. Or
I don't
I
know.
got that wrong?
There'll be a game on, but
there is a game.
Yeah, I don't know who's playing.
But I don't think it's on that late, is it?
Probably not.
No, it probably kicks off about 7 or 8, I think. Anyway, right. Cool. Right, so that's that talking point overwards. If anyone
and it's a Friday stream as well, so remember,
England,
hydrate.
Scotland at 8 p.m.
Ooh. Everyone loves to hydrate Brandon on a Friday.
People will be joining into the stream about 20 minutes after the stream starts. either very annoyed or very happy.
England, Scotland Friday.
Yeah.
So yeah, that'll be a big one.
Right, so we are on a podcast. This is what we're recording this for today. We have recently, because we decided to put it live after 5 episodes. This is episode number 7. After 5 episodes, we put it live, and we can now confirm we have the podcast available at the following locations: Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Podbeam, Spotify, Amazon Music, Audible, TuneIn, and Podcast Addict. Yes, there's one of our viewers I knew that we saw that they use Podcast Addict, so I got on there just for them. Yeah. But yeah, so if you can't make it here today and I'm telling you about it, that's a bit like a catch-22, it doesn't really work. But essentially, you can find us on any of those. If you miss next week's, just follow and subscribe and you'll be able to come to us, listen to us even when you're not able to. Right. We are soon about to go on to introduce James from StudioJ7, and hopefully he's getting ready for it. And we would like the chat, I know a lot of you weren't there at the beginning, but we would like the chat to come up with about 3 questions they would like to ask James towards the end of his segment. Where we will, bear in mind, I will be asking him questions during it, so just get ready to cross them out if it's been asked. We've got a redeemed in the chat. I've missed it. For a hydrate. I want to get
much needed.
I want to get sponsored by Monster so that we can have Monster constantly. Right.
Don't worry if you seems like I'm being a lot less vocal today, and I'm just melting over here.
Right. So no further ado, I will say hello to James. Hello, James. How are you today?
Hello, good afternoon, Brendan. How are you?
We're fantastic over here.
Hot.
Yes, very hot.
Yeah, it is warm.
It is. Now, James joins us across from his home. It is your home studio, isn't it?
It is indeed, yeah.
Yeah, your home studio. So basically, I'm just going to do a quick introduction. So James is a miniature painter and Twitch streamer. If someone could give a shout out for StudioJ7, please. Basically, I found James when I was watching Gus the Hutt, and he raided him once, and I've been a subscriber ever since. Can't get enough of the stuff. I think the first ever stream I came across was when you were doing the joints on the feet for that Titan behind you.
The bane of my life to my right, you mean?
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, that's been an interesting build,
yeah,
to say the least. Yes, it's not as much fun as they make out.
No.
To be honest, it's been alright. It's just a lot. It's more engineering than it is model building. Put it like that.
Fair enough.
Correct me if I'm wrong. That is the tallest model that they do, isn't it?
Yeah, just tops out at 2 foot tall.
Yeah.
I think it's it's not the widest. They're very tall, but not very wide.
Yeah, it's taller than the Warlord. But
Yeah, by
less resin, but yeah.
by 2 inches or something like that. I think it is. Yeah, it's a very tall model, but it's been a challenge, to say the least.
Yeah, no doubt. That's done every Monday stream, I
It
believe.
is. Monday nights is always about that. Hopefully, fingers crossed, might start getting some paint on it at some stage. Hopefully in the next couple of weeks.
That'll be it, good.
I think they've kind of figured it out.
I take it, yeah, painting it.
Yeah, I'm just going to get a roller out or something, I think.
No, just get a big bucket and dip.
Just dip it. That's actually not a bad idea at all. Yeah, just like...
At least to put the base coat on.
Yeah, no, it's going to be, I think most of it's going to be airbrushed, to be honest with you.
Cool.
Just, if not, it'll be there. Or size 0, everyone's like, get a size 0 and you'll be fine.
I know nothing about air paint, so I don't know what that means.
Yeah. No, we'll be alright. We'll get there. Just a long-term project. I've had it sitting. It's been sitting around for probably over a year before I even touched it. So,
Yeah, that happens a lot in this. I mean, you can see underneath your bench there, is that all the boxes you've yet to build and paint?
No, most of them are. I say most. A few of them are still got stuff in it, but most of them are empty. Loads
You
of
keep
them
the
are like
boxes?
commission stuff. Yeah, I don't know why.
Okay.
Yeah.
Most of them are
I used to
empty.
do that. Then I moved into my own flat, and
Yeah, I am
dumpster had to
starting
take
to. Loads of them are commission stuff. So a lot of this stuff down here is commission stuff, and then I've got a ton of towel down the back there that is all full. But a lot of them are empty. Yeah, I probably should. If I put my empty boxes away, I'd probably have a lot more room in here. But I don't know why. I just can't don't want to throw them out.
I know it's like some separation anxiety almost.
Yeah, there's nothing in them. There's literally nothing in them at all. They're empty, but yeah, thing on each
They look
other.
good.
So I've
They
still
really
got the
nice, they look
instructions. I've
Yeah,
still got
I
the
think that's
instructions for my
probably-
Bellicor. I just can't bring myself to throw them away. I don't
Yeah.
need them, but
I think they're there purely for aesthetic value now, and that's
Yeah.
literally about it.
There you go, they
So
look good.
I would have to.
Nice to have stacked shelves, someone said in chat. That's the thing, it's like, if you've got the space, why not?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's it. There's another 30 boxes up on the shelf from top above me. You can't see it, but there's piles of stuff.
Jeez. That's the thing.
Drowning in plastic.
I can only dream to have a studio like James does one day, but I'm sure I'll get there one day.
I'll have to settle for my corner. My little corner.
It's an old garage. It's an old
Yeah.
garage converted into a hobby space. So I did used to have a car in it parked in here
This is a man
many,
cave.
many years ago.
It's a man cave, just
Yeah, basically. A hobby cave.
yeah, hobby cave. Yeah. So what got you into miniatures and painting and streaming?
Crikey, you're going back a little while now. I started painting back in the 90s, early
Wow.
90s.
How old are you, quickly?
That's a trade secret, I'm afraid.
How old were you roughly when you started? Teenage
When I
years
first-
or?
When I first started, I was probably mid to late teens,
Okay.
I think, and a friend introduced me.
Early 90s, mid to late teens, older than me.
I'm 23.
Oh, with how many years' experience?
Yeah, lots more. Yeah, and a friend of mine I went to school with was like into the hobby, and he was like, "You should." I was with sort of just one of people I was just sort of close to and hang out with at school, and we're like, oh, "Okay, we'll go." And we went to the local games workshop, which at the time was Croydon. Whether it's still there or not, I don't know. And sort of started going, "Well, I quite like this." I've always liked, but before then I did sort of like model kits and like more sort of military, and did a lot of like radio control cars and like your Airfix kits and your Tamiya kits back in the day, because they've been around forever.
Yeah.
And then sort of went, "Oh, this is pretty good." I started off, so back in the day, obviously, I like a majority of people do start off with Space Marines. Then found I preferred the aesthetics of like the old Eldar, which they would back then it was literally just called Eldar, and the Harlequins. Even had some orcs back in the day, and had. I didn't play the game. I never started to play. I just started off as just a painter and collector. I just bought what I liked the look of and painted it, and that was as simple as that. I never played the game. I actually only started playing the tabletop game in 8th edition. So, yeah, just started.
Relatively new to the tabletop game then.
Yeah, to the actual gaming side of it. I enjoy the hobby. I enjoy the painting side of it. Unlike a lot of people, I also really enjoy the building side. Probably goes back to starting off with doing like model kits and stuff like that. And yeah, I was never really that bothered about playing the game. I built armies, but I never did anything with them. I just had them on display, just sat them in a cupboard or in a display case or on a shelf or something. So yeah, I never really was that bothered about the gaming. But since, as I said, got Dark Imperium back in 8th edition and started I'm still learning. I'm not. I happily confess I'm really not the best when it comes to the gaming. My win rate is very poor.
Well, you're better than me. I've not won a single game yet, but that's because I haven't played a single game yet.
Yeah, that might have something to do with it. But no, as I said, I've just started off. As I said, still learning 40k myself, and obviously Green Eyes Creations. We play play some games. There is at the moment it's currently being used for the storage, and it's covered boxes of like stuff coming in and stuff coming out and all over the place. So, but there is actually a gaming table there. I'm looking at building a new one shortly. So we will do some live games and try and play a bit more. And obviously, with things opening back up, I know Peckish Fox is in chat. He's relatively local to me as well, so it's someone I get to see from time to time. And hopefully, maybe we'll go down one of the local stores and possibly get some games in at some stage. But yeah, it's still a big learning curve for me, the gaming side of it. It's just sort of, I do it to have fun. I'm not a competitive person. I'm not like, I've got to win. I've got to build an army to win. I just do it to enjoy it and have fun.
Yeah, that's how I want to play, and it sounds good. It sounds like you're going to have a really, really good time when you actually finally get out to some stores and play. I mean, it's exactly what I want to be doing. Right, so how long have you actually been? So you've told us about how you got into it and all that, but when did you start streaming on Twitch?
Pretty much. Well, next month will be 4 years. So 21st of July, I think, is my 4-year anniversary. So I started back in 2017.
Wow. Okay. How old is Twitch? I mean, was that free? I don't think. Twitch has been around a while because it wasn't Twitch in the beginning, was it? So
no, it was. I can't. I think it was called Justin TV. I think, if I remember rightly.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
And then it became Twitch, and then Amazon bought it, and it all went from there. But I genuinely don't know how long. I think Twitch has probably been around maybe 6, maybe 7 years or something. I don't know. I don't think it's that old. I think it's probably not as old as people think. But yeah, so I started back in July 2017, I think it was.
Well, the Peckish Fox says it was started in 2011. So yeah, it's been around a while.
Yeah, it's been around a while, but.
You must have been one of the first in the creative community on there, though. Well, that's the thing. I'm doing this all from anecdotal evidence. In other words, I've got so much ignorance here about it that I don't actually know, and I'm just trying to make assertions based on what I already know, which isn't the best way to do things.
There was the creative community on Twitch has always been around. It's never really seen as a primary sort of section of Twitch. Twitch has always been a gaming platform. That's predominantly what it is. That's what everyone knows it as. Creative is making, over the last few years, since I started, the creative streamers have tenfold, 20-fold what there was. As I said, when I first started, I didn't start on Twitch as a miniature painter. I got back into miniature painting because I had a big break, had like a massive break from when I first started, and I think probably I'd been streaming maybe just over 6 months before I started getting back into the miniature painting hobby, thanks to a local convention I went to, and there was I had because the foam stuff you see behind me, that's what I started on Twitch making, and then I went to a little local convention and they sat me right next to a local gaming store.
Oh, very nice.
And I was just like sitting there. Every time I was turning around, I was just like, I miss doing that. And I was looking at, they had like all Space Marines, and there was some Imperial Knights there and stuff. I was like, wouldn't mind having another go at that. And then bit the bullet and then went and bought a ton of paints, load of miniatures. I was like, bankrupt myself again. But yeah, and then got back into it. And I started probably towards the end of 2017, maybe just into 2018 is when I started miniature painting on Twitch. And back then, yeah, there was a few of us. I think people like Jimmy the Brush started a little way before I did. Nicky Coles was around. There was a few of us.
Yeah,
it wasn't the massive section that it is now.
Yeah, they've got some big following. Those Jimmy the Brush is, I think he's averages 1,000 subscribers every month. I think is what he's on. And Nell, she's got a big following as well. So yeah, it is good to see that it's definitely on the rise as well. I mean, the reason why I got into streaming is because this gentleman sat across from me. He's Gus does the commission painting for us in store, and basically one day he came in and said that he had to go because he's going back to stream, and then I watched, and then I followed, and then we ended up sponsoring him, and then I said, oh, why don't I do some of this? And now I do it essentially. So yeah,
It's a good platform. I think it's a really, really good platform. Everyone was like, well, why don't you do? Why did you choose Twitch over YouTube? I just prefer the community here on Twitch. If
yeah,
I'm
the
being
community's
honest,
great.
I find YouTube a little bit. YouTube can be a little bit toxic, and a lot of people just sit there with nothing to do. Yeah, okay, you occasionally get the odd troll on Twitch, but I find the community on Twitch and the interactivity so much better. I know obviously you can now live stream on YouTube and Facebook and Instagram, etc., etc. But I just like the community on Twitch. It's a really, really good bunch of people. They are super friendly. Everyone is super caring, super generous. They're just really nice, great community, and that's what keeps me doing it. As I said, I started on Twitch and I will continue to stay on Twitch. I'm not.
I completely agree.
Jumping any platform.
Yeah, I completely agree. The amount of love and support that my channel's had, that I see other people give other channels, is unbelievable, and I don't believe it exists anywhere else.
No,
I saw on Kerry's stream from the Hobby Room on her subathon, someone donated 100 gifts, sub gifts, in one go, and then I think it was the same person did it 2 days later. That person just spent £1,000 with just doing gift subs. It blew my mind. That Kerry was speechless for a good few minutes, which it is unbelievable. It really is.
a bunch of people.
Yeah, definitely. So you've made partner.
Yes, recently just made it.
It
Got there eventually.
Well, it's an achievement. It's a massive achievement. I've only been going a couple of months. I'm averaging 25. I think it's 25 viewers a stream, which I think is brilliant. But to get up to that 75 point, and then also to keep it going, and then
you
and
have
then
to
to
go
get
way
invited.
over. It's hard work. It's not like you just hit 75 and then just go, that's it, it's done. There's tons of stuff in the background that unless you stream, you don't really sort of know about. It's the fact that 75 average is a tricky one. It's probably one of the hardest things, but they make it difficult so that not everyone, you can't just go, I'll just stream for a while. Oh, I've got it. It's not. It's really, really, really hard work. There's that 75. You've got two averages. A lot of people don't know this. Everyone's like, 75 average. There is that, and then there is an organic 75 as well. So raids don't count, hosts don't count, something else doesn't count. This doesn't. They make it really difficult. So yeah, getting an average of 75 and holding it for 30 days, then however long. In my case, was 6 weeks application. So you've got to hold it for basically over 2 months.
You got to hold it for the application as well.
Yep.
Wow, that is incredible.
Because if it drops during your application, they can turn around and say you've dropped under the 75, so no, you don't get it.
Wow, that is incredible. I mean, I knew about the raids. I knew about the raids, and I knew about the everyone being as Gek would say, a free-ranged organic viewer.
Free-range organic, that's the one. Yep. Has to be. They make it tough, and it's especially tough in creative. Because the viewership is there, but a big problem. I'm not this is a sort of double-edged sword. I think how especially the miniature painting community on Twitch has grown hugely over the last couple of years. Obviously, I think lockdowns had a lot to do with it, but obviously the sort of semi downside of that is that there is now so many streams on all at the same time. There's only 7 days in a week. There's only 24 hours in a day. There's only so many times. So people are going to clash with other people. It's difficult because, as I said, it's spreading viewers all over the place. So yeah, I think I was relatively lucky to get it. It was a lot of hard work, but it's good to get it and sort of put it to one side now, especially coming up to summer. Because obviously, if anyone that streams will know that when the weather gets good, viewers drop off because people don't want to be sitting indoors watching Twitch. They want to be out in a pub garden or in their own garden or at the park or seaside or whatever it is. So yeah, during the summer, numbers do sort of dip off a little bit. But
yeah, no doubt. And I guess during lockdowns it went up.
It did brilliantly. As I said, I sounds. Again, I'm not wanting to sound horrible. I think what's happened has been terrible, and obviously so many people have been affected by it. But definitely on the streaming side of things, I think everyone, from my point of view and in my sort of area of work, I think have done it's benefited them, because people have been at home, they've got nothing to do, so they've sat there and watched Twitch all day and gone from stream to stream to stream to stream. That's quite all right.
So, yes, I have to constantly, because someone pointed out there was a sound issue, so I'm having to mute our microphone's output when you speak, because we're not wearing headphones, which we will do in the next guest section.
That's why I've been quiet. I've been
so
I've not been able to talk.
I have to mute every single time that you start talking. But so we're coming through a bit robotic, I guess, with the stop-start. There was a question about tech spec, Gus. Do you want to get that ask?
Oh yeah. So what kind of I was wondering what sort of setup you use for your streaming and that, because you seem to get pretty good quality.
Everything.
Everything. Yeah.
Yeah, it's been as I said, when I first started streaming on a PC. If anyone, I don't think there's probably anyone in chat that will remember the early days of streaming. I was streaming on a computer that was probably 9, maybe 10 years old, and it was an absolute dinosaur, and it struggled to do anything. I left my job. I worked in a car body shop, and I had a very large, big, green, very well-known branded toolbox that I hadn't really done much with. So I sold that and went out and bought a new computer, and I got the best that I could get at the time. It's an Intel i7 quad core or 8 core. I can't remember what it is. Tech specs are not really my thing. 16 gig of RAM. Graphics card's not massively important. It's a 1050 or a 1060. I can't remember. It's not a particularly powerful one. For creative streaming, it doesn't need to be, because I'm not using it because I'm not playing any games or anything. Camera wise, I'm using all Logitech's cheapo cameras.
What, the Logitech USB webcam ones, like the 920s and stuff like that?
This one here is a 9. So the face camera is a 922. Both myself and then obviously when Mrs. Studio is here, we're both using the C920s. There is a camera, you can't see it, it's just on the ceiling about there for the gaming table. That's a 930, but they're all USB Logitech webcams. But everyone's like, I've had quite a few people come into stream and go, what camera is that? And I'm like, it's a Logitech 920. They're like, why does it look completely and utterly, totally different to how mine looks? The biggest thing is lighting.
Yeah, I completely agree with that.
I've got, when I rebuilt this, there's one literally just above me, there's one in the middle, and one you can see at the back. They're 6-foot twin LED tubes. I think there's something ridiculous like 18,000 lumens in this workshop. So nice. It's a lot of lighting, and with those Logitech cameras, they're a very, very good camera. They're brilliant cameras. It's almost industry standard for pretty much most streamers. But the more lighting you can have, the less work the camera has to do, and therefore it makes a better picture, because it's not constantly worrying about exposure and focusing, etc., etc. So it doesn't need to, because it's got so much like ambient light. And I've also got like a little LED light you can probably see just above me here as well. So that's pretty much it. I want a Samsung, not Samsung, Samsung microphone, which we upgraded recently, and just a Stream Deck. It's a reasonably cheap setup. As I said, I'm not using any fancy DSLRs or anything like that. It's just all being done with Logitechs. I like the Logitechs. They work really nicely. They do the job. They're now coming down a little bit in price. Obviously, during lockdown, you couldn't buy one for love nor money. But they're just on adjustable arms. And that's it. As I said, it's a pretty straightforward, standard setup, I guess. Twin monitors. I'm using all Streamlabs products. Streamlabs Chatbot, Streamlabs OBS, and that's it.
Yeah, you have the offline chatbot, don't you, that you can
restart? Yes, I have the local bot. It's only because when I first started streaming, I used OBS Studio and a bot called AnkBot, which was then swallowed up by Streamlabs, and they basically just rebranded it as Streamlabs Chatbot. But underneath it is the same thing. It's what AnkBot was, like an open source code or something.
Yeah, chatbot don't work on Mac, so
Yeah, no, it unfortunately does not.
yeah, I'm all Mac and Apple here. Like literally, when I do a stream, the face camera is the built-in FaceTime camera, and the model camera is an iPhone 12 Pro Max with a camera app called Epoch Cam Pro from Elgato, which
Seen a few of those.
that used to actually be owned a separate company called Epoch Cam, and Elgato bought it. I use the Elgato Wave One for my microphone, and a Elgato Light Air, I think it's called, for my lighting. But I need more lighting. You're completely right. Need more lighting. But I have to pack away after every stream, so
that's the problem.
yeah, that is the problem. It definitely is. That's awesome. That's a great setup. So, what I think what we'll do is we'll go on to see what viewers have got to ask for you, is if they've got any interesting questions for you. So we'll give the chat 30 seconds to.
I had to pause the stream because I think my bandwidth here. I'm very rural, so my bandwidth isn't fantastic. It's just about enough to get away with streaming. So I've had to sort of pause the stream for the minute.
Yeah, it's all about that upload speed, isn't it? That they never prioritize.
Nope.
Yeah, so let's give the chat 30 seconds to get some questions into the chat. Have we had any in Discord?
Yes, there was actually one that I saw pop up.
Thank you, Fox. I can. The stream is paused, but chat is still running, so I can see that.
Jay asks, sorry, we were muted.
Yeah. So Jay asks, StudioJ7, what was your first Mini, and do you still have it? And can you show it off?
Oh, that's a good question.
Oh, unfortunately not.
Of going with your hobby in the future.
No, first Mini I ever got. I would imagine more than likely. I think it was probably some old school Space Marines. I might have something. I've only basically just a very short version. Obviously I had a huge break between when I first started and when I came back into it like 4 years ago or something. During that time, the short version is that I lost my job. I'm going back probably 10, maybe 15 years ago now. I lost my job. I was kind of had bills to pay. And unfortunately, one of the first things that I wasn't really doing anything with the hobby. And unfortunately, I sort of had to sell pretty much all of hobby stuff, everything. Like I had loads of like old Star Wars toys, and I had loads of like collectible stuff, and obviously all my like Warhammer stuff. And I had to sell it all in the end. I have like a handful of miniatures. I think I have like 5 of my like original models that I've still got. I've got a Death Jester metal. I've got a Phoenix Lord, Fugan the Burning Lance in metal. So that's probably one of my first models. That will be painted on stream soon. And I've possibly got a few metal Space Marines knocking around, but unfortunately I don't have any of my first early stuff. It's a disappointing, and I sold them for literally next to nothing because it was at the time where Games Workshop is not the sort of mega company that it is now. And so, yeah, unfortunately, I had to sell all of it, unfortunately.
Yeah, that is a real shame. Was there any more in Discord that you want to read out? Because we've got a couple in chat, so you're going to have to pass them, as in check them first. Is there any or not?
There's no extra ones in the Discord.
Okay, let's do this one. So, Peckish Fox goes, what... the fox goes, what sound? No, sorry. What's your favourite hack for being able to batch paint effectively?
There's not really any hacks for batch painting. It's something I'm not a massive fan of it, but as a sort of... I make my living from streaming and from commission painting. So, and there is times where I just, a little while ago did 40 pink horrors in one go. It's just like being methodical with it and just doing it in. So I didn't paint all 40 at once. That's way I think I did them in 2 batches of 20, and I will literally just get them all built, get them all primed, and then I will just take all of them, like maybe 10 at a time, do all the skin tones, and then by the time you've got to the 10th one, usually the first one's dry. You can go back and do your second coats, and you just basically work in like a big loop. So you just keep going round. So I'll do like all the skin tones. How I always look at miniatures is I will look at the biggest area on the miniature. For all the example I always use, we got one here somewhere, is like a Space Marine. If you look at a Space Marine, the biggest piece on there is obviously the armor, the power armor. So that's the first color. I will always paint what is the predominant color first. So with Space Marines, for instance, like my Genesis chapter, or like being red, I would paint all the armor red. Then we go back and do all the armor, like, so highlight, so base coat, shade, first highlight, second highlight, third, and then progress like that. So batch painting is a very similar. That's how I approach it. I will get, so like with the pink horrors, I did all of the skin tones, then went back and did all of the darkened out the mouths, so went back and did all the tongues. So I just do them all in one. So I'll do everything instead of painting one mini and then doing everything on one mini, then moving to the next one. If you do it, it seems like it takes forever. But with the pink horrors, you sort of right, I'll do this, then I do the feathers and the beaks, the claws, the golds, the metallics, all the gems. Before you know it, you sort of go, right, oh, and you've done 20 of them. So yeah, there's no real hacks or shortcuts when it comes to batch painting. It's just one of those things. It's
one of those things you have to do.
You just got to do it. There's no. I would, as I said, a lot of people would say, do you do them one at a time? I was like, I definitely wouldn't say, because it takes forever. You've got the paint on your palette, or in an airbrush if you're doing it that way. So you might as well just progress, as I said, just work on like a little production line and just keep going back. As I said, if you're doing them in batches of 10, maybe 20, by the time you've got to the last one, the first one's dry and you just go back. It is monotonous and it is boring. But as I said, before you know it, you sit down and you're sort of, I said, this pink, I got to the stage I was just like, I just can't look at any more pink. But as I said, you'll get like the last couple of details finished off on the last one. You look down and all of a sudden you've finished 20 miniatures in one. But yeah, there's no real hacks. There's no real shortcuts. It's just one of those things you've got to do. But as I said, I always look at it as what is the biggest, most predominant color on any model. As I said, it's usually an armor if it's a 40k thing. If it's a Sigma, I don't know, again, can be armor. It could be skin tone. It could be whatever thing. I'm just looking at this. I like things like them. I've just finished a Keeper of Secrets, which is sitting behind me, and that was just I did that in a sub assembly, and that was just sort of the big sort of flowing capes are sort of the biggest colors. So yeah, just work it out, and then just, it's hard work. I will be completely honest. It is hard work, but it is very. You get a lot of job satisfaction from it, finishing off a project and sending pictures to the person, and then being happy. That's the primary thing. As long as the customer is happy.
No, yeah, absolutely. I do the same thing. I batch paint by colour. So on Monday's stream, I did 8 drones.
The biggest trick is to not get too ambitious and get bored just doing the same thing.
No, but this is the thing. It's the thing, because obviously I painted the drones. But I primed them with Corax White.
Nice.
The first thing I was doing was actually.
Stripping off the Corax White?
Sorry, say it.
Stripping off the Corax
No,
White. That sounds horrible.
I wasn't. No, I didn't. I primed it with Corax White and then I painted it with Corax White over the top. So basically, the entire stream was me painting a white thing white.
Yep.
That was not a very entertaining stream, and I heard that from my viewers.
Yeah, we tried the Halfords plastic primer in white. That's not. I've just primed a couple of stuff up with that. And that's, if you want a white primer, that I would definitely go with that. It's a lot nicer than Corax White and cheaper.
I sell Corax White. I can't really.
Yeah. That's right. Or Wraithbone.
It's black.
The Wraithbone's not bad. If I have to ever prime anything light, the Wraithbone is lovely. I really like their contrast primers. Not a massive fan of the contrast paints, but those primers are great. The Grey Seer and the Wraithbone are really nice primers.
You know what? You've said it. A couple other people said it. Ian said it before. I think I'm gonna have to bite the bullet. I'll have to go check it out and go get a can and see how it performs for me.
Yeah, I mean, I use the black all the time, so you get more in the can and it's cheaper, and it's not actually. I don't think it's actually quite as good as the GW ones, but the reduction in quality is very minimal. is very minimal, and for the money you're saving, it's just worth it.
Those contrast primers are nice. They go on. They do. I'll be honest. They do. I was a bit another sort of fad. This is the best product ever, and I used them, and I was like, actually, they go on really, really smoothly. Obviously, they're supposed to be super smooth for the contrast paints to flow over, but yeah, they work really nice. I do really like those.
Right. There was one other question. It was a bit of a tongue-in-cheek question, but it is a question nonetheless. From Sec. How long would you say it's taken you to build a studio? And are there any plans for enhancing the spider security for the sake of Mrs. Studio?
How long did it take? I don't know. We got a lot of it done in probably a couple of weeks, because obviously the unit was there, but if anyone's seen like the older streams, it was just basically just wood, and then there was nothing. It was just like some really thin wood, and then that was outside. So the noises, because literally probably 6 foot on the other side of this wall here is like not a main road, but a road, and you can hear it a lot anyway. And it used to be really, really bad, but it was just insulated off with some like 1 inch insulation, and then or like battened out 1 inch insulation, and then plasterboarded and painted. So yeah, no, it took a couple of weeks. It wasn't massively long, and then obviously these are just MDF and 2x4. I think that's about it. It's not anything super complicated. It's just I wanted a usable space. Spider security wise, it's not been too bad. It's a lot better now than it was beforehand. There was holes and cracks all over the place. It's not as bad. I know, yeah. The odd one does sneak in.
What does Green Ice Creation have to say about that? I wonder on the chat. Is spider security better than it used to be?
If it was me, I'd just be setting fire to the place.
It's definitely a lot better than I sort of all the for insulation purposes. Any cracks or little gaps and stuff were all sort of expanded foaming and all put over with the board. So yes, spider security is a lot better. Upgrades wise, I want to do something with this gaming table at the minute. Is it's like a collapsible, basically giant picnic table, but because they called it a gaming table, it was 5 times the price.
Fair enough.
So I want to take that out. For me, it's a little bit low, and underneath the table is just a mess. There's boxes that have come in from various deliveries and various other bits and pieces. So I'd quite like to build like a big sort of similar to this, a much more solid sort of wooden sort of construction table with more drawers and storage, probably to fit all these empty boxes in. I may have to have a clear up now. I'm feeling bad that I've got so many empty boxes in. But yeah, so I'd like to get them. Yeah, we're probably all living in them. So yeah, that's about it really. I don't think there's much else I need to do. I may need to yet again add another shelf to the paint rack at this moment. Looking at it, it is now completely full, but I don't think there's many more paints. I say that, but I will. I'll buy more. I always do.
We all do.
Yeah. So, but the thing is, I can just sort of tack another shelf onto it. But no, there's not a massive amount. Don't need any more lighting. I want to add probably again just off to this side here. There's like a little small space. I might add a sort of a little tool unit with like one of those little portable airbrush sort of spray booths on it, so I can flick my main camera, which is just off, sort of just here. It's on a mount, so I can spin it round, so we can go from doing painting like brush painting here, flip it round, and it can look at the airbrush booth, because I don't do a huge amount of airbrushing. I'd like to try and do some more, but I can't really do it on stream, because if I do it here, it's going to coat everything technology wise in overspray and paint, and I'll be not happy about that. So that's about it. I want to add a little spray booth off to my left and change the gaming table. Apart from that, I'm pretty happy with it. It does exactly what I need it to do. It was built for one purpose and one purpose only, and it does the job. We've got a fridge in here, we've got a coffee machine, we've got all the mod cons.
You got all those things.
Air conditioning I'm possibly looking at as well, possibly one of those portable air conditioning units, because it does get warm in there.
Yeah, we can attest to that right now.
Yeah.
Here, anyway.
Yeah.
We've got 2 air conditioning units in the studio, and they have been turned off because
we're not allowed to use them.
Not allowed using COVID regulations.
There's only us in.
research led. Yeah. No, it makes sense, but that's not fair.
We can have the windows open. It just not be very efficient.
Yeah. No, that makes silly sense.
I think you've pretty much answered my next question, which was going to be what's next for SJ7. But unless there's obviously you've got your upgrades that you want to do and a few other bits, but is there anything else? Have you got is there anything you want to achieve, want to do in the future that you can use your fame towards, shall we say?
I wouldn't go as far as fame, but yeah, I know I'd like to do a lot more. As I said, with the Twitch partnership thing, I'd like to try and work with Twitch a bit more. It's not. I know I talked about this a little while ago on my stream about it, but it was sort of something I'd like to do more with. I'd like to push it a bit more. I suppose from going, all right, well, I've done it. That's it. I can just sit back and just carry on doing normal streams and stuff. I'll carry on doing that anyway. Nothing's really changed about after getting it. I'm still the same person. The streams are still the same. But yeah, I'd like to do a bit more and get the creative side of Twitch a bit more publicized and a bit more well known. As I said, if you look at front page on Twitch nearly any day of the week at any time, it's usually 5 or 6 all gaming streamers. There's not occasionally you'll get a creative on there, but it's not as well pushed, or Twitch don't make the most of it. And I think they've dropped the ball a little bit over the lockdown for like the last year and a half or something. Creative hobbies have blown up. They've gone massive. Games Workshop is now one of, if not the biggest company in the UK at the minute. And I don't know why Twitch didn't capitalize that and start doing a lot more pushing miniature painting and creative hobbies in general. So I'd like to try and work with Twitch and see if I could get that pushed a little bit, get a few more people sort of a bit more well known, get Twitch, trying to get Twitch to do something with it. I don't know if there's like creative ambassadors or something, but yeah, that'd be something to aim for, trying to sort of make more of the platform with the hobby as well as the other creative hobbies as well. Oh dear. Yep.
Sorry, and I was muted that whole time. Sorry about that, everyone. We lost Gus then for a second. That's the problem with using apps. But while we're on the stream, we're getting close to the end of the stream. I'll say goodbye to James in a moment. But while he is on, we have started our daily giveaway for subscribers only. You will be able to enter into the giveaway if you are a subscriber. Use command GGWin to enter. It's for a £10 gift card from griffingaming.co.uk. That is us. So yes, get that in there now. We'll we'll let everyone know about the result for that after the 10 minutes. Right. So I think we basically I've lost my way. I got distracted too much. So, we'll leave James here for a second so he can enjoy the stream a little bit more. But essentially, what have we done today? We've talked about the pre-orders that that have come out this week. We have a little bit of more news to come up. Probably do it on tomorrow's stream about Dominion. And we will obviously have that charity stream on Friday for Help for Heroes. You've heard where you can find this podcast, so please get onto any of those podcast apps and follow or subscribe. And then we have had the lovely James from StudioJ7 join us today and give us a bit of background about what he is and who he does. There you go. The other way around. Right. So, thank you so much, James, for joining us today.
Thank you.
Quite literally, I think it was 2 hours before the stream.
Was literally.
I messaged James, went, "Hello, mate. Do you fancy joining me on chat today?" And he's been amazing. He's done it. He was with Green Eyes Creation at the time round, with her, and dropped everything and came round back to studio.
Just finished the school run.
And joined us. So that I really do appreciate it. It's awesome of you. StudioJ7 can be found on Twitch. If we have a shout out, please, for his link. That is Studio. If you are listening on podcasts, on twitch.tv/StudioJ7. He is also on Instagram, and I think your Instagram is at
Studio.J7.
J7.
That's the wonders of Instagram.
Yeah, Studio.J7. That's it. So you can find him on there. Do you have a Facebook page?
Not really. Instagram and Twitter are the only ones I've sort of really.
Twitter.
If you just search StudioJ7, you should find me on any platform.
So I implore everyone on the chat to give StudioJ7 a follow. Make sure you check out his streams. They are amazing. He is an incredibly talented painter and has a lot of different content for different days. So it's not just the same thing on every day. You can, there might be people that only want to watch the Titan being built and eventually painted, and that's on Mondays, for instance. What other days do you do other things?
Tonight, Wednesday nights, is all about Viewers Gallery. Tonight we do a Instagram-based Viewers Gallery. All the details appear at the beginning of stream. So yeah, tonight is pretty much Viewers Night. So we go through and look at what everyone's been working on this week and check out all of their works in progresses, finished work. As I said, it's not just miniatures, it's open to all creative hobbies, so we have loads of different stuff popping up. Friday nights is a sort of free-for-all, I guess. It can be mini painting, might even be getting back to doing some of the foam smithing, sort of cosplay prop making, could be live gaming. When she is better, Mrs. Studio normally joins me. She's normally sitting right here on Friday nights with me. And then Sunday is all about scenery and terrain. So it's scratch builds, it's kit builds, it's just all sorts of different stuff from covering scenery. We do the odd random challenge, like we did the water pistol challenge a little while ago, and the bin bag build off, which was build some scenery or terrain from literally rubbish. So yeah, scenery is on Sunday. Monday is the Titan or big kits. So it could be tanks, it could be the Titan, it could be a knight. Wednesday, as I said, is Viewers Gallery night, and then Friday's just free for all.
Yeah, that's the thing, guys. There's something there for everyone. Literally, if you aren't interested in miniature painting and you're interested to just doing terrain and dioramas, there you go. It's something there for everyone. Well, thank you so much for joining us today, James. And
thank you for having me.
No, not a problem. It has been an absolute joy, and you are our first, by the way, Shop Talk guest, and hopefully you will be the first of many.
And on issue number 7, which worked out brilliantly.
Yeah, yeah. There you go. Actually, didn't even plan it. There you go.
Serendipitous.
It really was.
Yes.
Yes. We're gonna wrap up the show a little bit, but we will say goodbye to James. Thank you so much. Bye.
Bye for now.
Right, guys. So we have still got a bit of the giveaway to go. I'm not sure how long it's got left. Let's check that out. It's got 2 minutes and 30 seconds left. 11 viewers have entered today, so that's fantastic. Thank you so much for that. Who have we got in? We've got Antiv, Syncmaster, Thomas Barring, we've got Black Sheep, Simon Says, Lee Hill, Bertie Best, Deep Fried Johnny, Jay, Flash, A Small Town Geek, and Zapango. They are our entries so far. That's gone up to 12 recently with Zapango entering. If you are a subscriber, you can enter today. If not, please join us on Friday for the charity stream. We are doing a raffle, which will be paid ticket entries for Help for Heroes, and we will be doing 2 big box giveaways on that night as well, in addition to that raffle, which will be free to enter for followers. You'll get 1 ticket, and subscribers will up in that to 3 tickets for our subscribers on the other 2 big box giveaways. So that will be Soul Wars. That is a big box. That's heavy.
It's a nice box.
Yeah. So I mean, it's not Dominion.
No.
And it is second edition of Age of Sigmar, but it is still a decent set of armies.
Yeah, if you want like Nighthorn or
Yeah.
the Stormcasts, it's a really nice set for just starting those armies.
And then we've got the Command Edition, so that's your 40k 9th edition, essentially the best starter set you can get for that game.
Yeah.
It's got everything in there you need to play, and they are free to enter, guys, so really employ everyone to come over to the stream on Friday. It is starting at 9:30, so it is starting towards the towards the end of the football, but it will be still streaming for a bit, so you won't miss it, I'm sure. We'll probably stagger the giveaways throughout the night, so if you miss one, don't worry, you won't miss the others. So that's what we've got there coming. Let's see how much time we've got left. We have got...
Don't worry, nobody's going to miss out to me winning one of them.
And don't worry, your raffle tickets that people have already purchased will, even if you're not there on the stream on Friday, you will still be in with a chance to win. Right, so we've got about 15 seconds left. A small town geek. Oh, sorry, we've still got the same amount of people entered. So, right, let's count this down. We've got 5 seconds left. 5, 4. A second. The chat has just said you can no longer enter, so I was completely wrong with the countdown. Right, so let's get this started. We're going to pick a winner quickly, and then we're going to end the stream with a raid. So, can everyone do me a drum roll, please, Ian? Not everyone. Ian, if you could do me a drum roll. There we go. And shaking all the cameras and everything like that. And our winner today is Jay. Jay has won. I think he's won before. Jay has won today's giveaway. Well done to Jay. That is awesome. Oh, it's first time. Oh, awesome. It's always good to get a first time winner. That is brilliant, Jay. Well, we will get your gift card over to you. Is Jay UK based?
Yeah, he lives in London, yeah.
There we go, Jay. You will be able to redeem your gift card later on today if you choose to. That will be over to you. Please, I'm just going to type in chat here. Please click my name, give me a whisper, send me your real name, your email address, your phone number, and we will get that gift card assigned to you. Right. Let's
Credit
see.
card number, PIN number.
Oh yeah, all the numbers. We want all the numbers.
Yeah.
Oh,
National insurance number.
I'll tell you what. We're going to go over to Nell today. Nell is our raid for today. So, why haven't I got the stream manager up? Schoolboy error. Schoolboy error. Oh, Big Snow, it seems I've missed something important. Big Snow's just come into the chat. That is so... at the end of the podcast, we had a guest speaker on today. It was James from StudioJ7. You really did miss it. You need to go to either the VOD or one of the podcast locations to find out, or to listen to it. It was an awesome stream. And we are now going to give Nell a nice raid over there because I quite like Nell and how she does things, and she is an awesome painter. So thank you very much for joining everyone today. Hope to see you tomorrow night stream and on Friday night's charity stream. Thank you to James, and last but not least, last but not least, I'm wishing Greenhouse Creation to get well soon, and we look forward to seeing you. 3 seconds to raid. Let's go over to the raid.